Lansing, Michigan has so many pockets of places that feature so many different attractions. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you another pocket in the northwest part of Lansing. Why is it important? Well, I'm going to be showing you one of the premier entertainment places that is indoors and outdoors. Also, I'm going to be showing you the airport. I'm going to be talking with you about a heartwarming story about a very popular breakfast place, but it's going to tug at the heartstrings a little bit. And I'm going to take you to a very popular neighborhood where I bought my first house. So sit back, relax. We're gonna get started with this next episode of Lansing, Michigan Life right now. And if this is your first time to the channel or your 50th time to the channel, my name is Troy Seifert. I'm a top producing realtor in the greater Lansing, Michigan area. I help people just like you make moves from all across the country who are looking to potentially relocate here or purchase their first home here in Lansing, Michigan. So whether you're looking to move here in 9 days, 90 days, or 9 months from now, I'd love to be able to talk with you face-to-face through Zoom, or you can call me, text me, or send me an email. I'm pretty responsive. I'm never too busy to be able to take your call or your email. And also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up if you like the content. So right here, right behind me is Grand River Avenue. This road right here will take you all the way over to I-96. It's about a 55-mile-an-hour road. And then going down this way will take you to the airport. Really, all four locations I put three. All four locations that I'm taking you to today, they are going to be within, I would say, about like a mile and a half. This isn't a very retail-oriented place, so you're not gonna have every fast food place, but there are some very interesting places that you're gonna check out if you live here or even if you don't. So the first place I'm at right here, you can see the sign behind me is Royal Scot. The building behind me here, you can see, is a bowling alley, 60 lanes, one of the largest in mid-Michigan, but also they have a golf course that's 27 holes, so they have an 18-hole course and a 9-hole course. They also have a foot golf course, which if you've never heard of foot golf, it's a cross between soccer and golf. And they have one of the few professional foot golf courses in the state of Michigan. But obviously you see snow everywhere around here, and this is not the opportune time to talk to you about golf. But there's that, there's a banquet center here. Like I said, there's 60 bowling lanes. So now I'm gonna get out of the cold, take a little bit of a break, and I'm going to drive right down to the airport, which is just about a mile down the road. So I'll see you there. Okay, folks, so I'm here at the Lansing International Airport. Look how grand and huge it is. Okay, really, it's not incredibly huge, but Lansing does have an airport. Just to give you some perspective of where I am, again, I'm at the northwest part of town. So there are two entrances here to the airport. There's an entrance right over here on this side. That takes you to Airport Road, which if you take Airport Road north, that takes you right into DeWitt. So if you're looking to move to DeWitt, Lansing International Airport, about 5 minutes from you. But even where this is located, you could probably get here within at least 15 to 20 minutes if you're living over in 𝐿𝐼, because it does have some decent highway access. But this international airport, it's not huge, but if you're somebody that hates the hustle and bustle of the large airports, which Detroit would be the closest that we would have with large airports, then Lansing could definitely be a great airport for you to be able to use. And you might use it for your business, for travels, depending on what job you're looking to do when you relocate here. So the one thing I'll tell you about the airport is that they fly directly to Washington, D.C., which kind of makes sense because we have a lot of state workers and lots of representatives that come in here and need to commute to Washington, D.C. So they have direct flights there. And then they usually fly to Chicago O'Hare and to Detroit. And they have American Airlines Delta. And then there's another low-cost airline called Breeze Airways. They usually have one low-cost carrier that flies down to Florida. Breeze flies down to two places, I believe. One is Orlando and another is Fort Myers. So you have to check the dates of when they fly because it's not every single day. They do have direct flights down to there. Some people really do take advantages of those, but I know for myself for Orlando, I think they fly on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So you have to be sure that, you go down for a week and you fly there on a Saturday and come back on a Saturday. So a personal story with Lansing International Airport. Right now, I'm searching for flights to be able to go to California. My family, we were gonna go to California for the first time. And so when I am searching around for flights, I look at Detroit, I look at Chicago O'Hare. I have looked at Grand Rapids. I've looked at Flint. I think I've talked about this. We have lots of airports that, all these options. I've looked on Expedia, I've looked on the direct sites. And would you know it, I looked at Lansing to be able to fly to LAX. And lo and behold, Lansing had the cheapest flight. Now, it wasn't direct Lansing to LAX. They don't have that here, okay, right? I mean, you saw kind of the size of the airport, but with adding one stop, just one stop, it was cheaper to do that than to fly nonstop from Detroit to LAX. So I say all of that because you might be able to find a cheaper flight out of Lansing. Sometimes they can be more expensive, but a lot of times you will have a non-direct flight. It'll fly to Detroit or it'll fly to Chicago O'Hare, unless you go to Washington, D.C. and you're needing to fly there, or to Florida, depending on what day that you fly. The one thing that's kind of good is that like parking here is like $12 a day. At the other major airports, it's $20, $30 a day to be able to fly there. But I probably will just end up taking an Uber down here with my family, honestly, so I don't have to pay the parking fees. So that's something that's really convenient. But even if my connection flight from LAX to Detroit, because that's what it is, I had to fly from Lansing to Detroit, Detroit to LAX, and then LAX to Detroit, and then Detroit back to Lansing. If something goes wrong on my way back home, I can take the Michigan Flyer back to East Lansing potentially. I can take an Uber back to Lansing because that's where my car is. So there is some convenience there. I know some people really don't like the hustle and bustle of the large airports. This one is really small. You don't have to get here so early. Parking lot, you look around me here, it's extremely small as well. That's the long-term parking lot behind me. So again, that's your option for flying, is the Lansing International Airport. Maybe you'll take advantage of it, or maybe you're like, hey, I want to have something that's more direct, and that could definitely be for you. So I'm starting to get chilly here. I'm gonna meet you at my next stop here. Okay, so again, I am right here on the same road that Royal Scot was on. Right down this way, further down is the airport. This way, Royal Scot that way. So I'm right in front of one of my favorite breakfast places called Fidler's on the Grand. So I think I told you this would be a feel-good story that would tug at the heartstrings. So a few years ago, the owners were in a serious car accident. And at the time, the owners had made Fidler's on the Grand one of the top breakfast destinations in all of Lansing. It was starting to gain a huge following. They were open for, I would say, about a few years. And then the pandemic hit, some things had slowed down, but they continued to persevere through it. And at this place, they make everything from scratch. It's a small restaurant that has, probably capacity for about 40 to 50 people inside of there, but they have these huge cinnamon rolls made from scratch. My kids would come here and they would get this huge hot chocolate in this huge mug. It was such a great place and people just enjoy coming here. So when the car accident happened, the community, they were grieving as well because they were just hoping that the owners would be able to come back, and they would keep having here on the sign here, I don't know if you can see, but it says temporarily closed right here. And it's been at least 2-3 years that it hasn't opened. And just this past week on their Facebook page and on the news, they stated that they're looking to open in early 2026. So that is exciting news. When this went live, all of these people commented, all of the support. And that's the beauty of living here in Lansing, is that I feel like the community here is strong, that when something does happen to one of its members in a popular place, like they're there to help support them. So I'm excited about this place. And if you ever do look to relocate here, this is definitely a place you should check out. Now I'm going to take you to a neighborhood that can be great for first-time home buyers or people who are looking for homes in the $200,000 to $300,000 range. It holds a special place in my heart because this is the neighborhood where we had our first house. So let me take you on a tour of that neighborhood. So I'll see you there. Okay, I'm here at our last stop, which, like I told you, is my old neighborhood where I bought my first house. And this is known as River Forest neighborhood. The main road that's on here is the Tecumseh River Road. And it's because Tecumseh River runs through the neighborhood. So there is a little bit of a boat launch or a kayak launch, I guess you could say, in Tecumseh Park. So this neighborhood has its own park. Even when I was looking at the park this morning, I saw a deer just stroll by. And obviously everything is snow covered, so you're not gonna get the full appeal of the park. But then also within the neighborhood is an elementary school. So kids can walk to the elementary school that is here. It's part of the Lansing School District. So I wanted to take you to this neighborhood because a lot of the homes here, 200, pushing the high 200s. So pretty affordable homes, lots of longtime residents in this area. So there is some turnover that's happening here. There are some streets that are cookie cutter with like just all brick and they all look the same, but there are just a lot of, like, if you look here, you can see like mature trees throughout when I go. You can see The homes, they all look different on this street, and very convenient to Delta Township because you just take one of the main, two of the main roads, which is Delta River Drive or Tecumseh River Road. It takes you to Waverly Road, which takes you down to Delta Township. So pretty easy access there. But this neighborhood is awesome. I mean, you can see I'm walking on sidewalks here, taller trees throughout, lots of homes built in the 50s and the 60s. Just a well-established neighborhood here. No homeowners association fees. The thing to keep in mind, even though you're getting a $200,000 to $300,000 house, you have Lansing city taxes. Those are the highest tax millage in all of Lansing, but even nationwide, just to let you know, they were like, I think ranked in the top 20 for top property taxes. So you're getting a $200,000 house, you might be paying about $5,000, $5,500 a year just in your property taxes. Also, what you have to keep in mind is the city income tax when you move here to the city of Lansing, because this is the neighborhood in the city of Lansing. So 1% of your income is going to go towards the city of Lansing, just to give you a heads up. So again, great neighborhood, but you have to think of those things, and only a licensed real estate agent would be able to tell you things like this, like myself. So this concludes my tour here today. I'm gonna try to stay warm here, but if you did like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also, if you are looking to move here anytime soon, whatever your time frame might be, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. All my contact information is in the description below. Call me, text me, email me, or schedule a Zoom call with me. I would love to be able to talk with you that way as well. Until next time, everybody, take care. Make it a great day.